Chris Himsel has been a school superintendent for 8 years, long enough that he helps new superintendents know what to expect.
I first let them know that they're not going to know all the answers. After as many years as I've worked in the superintendency and then even worked in the district office before that, I learn every day that there are things that happen that I don't know the answer to. So you have to develop a network. You have to develop colleagues that you can trust and talk through issues. You have to surround yourself with great people who you trust to carry out the mission, because you can't be everywhere at all times. And you have to know what your why is.
So what is his why?
My why is my 5 kids. I am blessed to have a sophomore, a 7th grader, a 6th grader, and 2 kindergartners. I love them dearly. I am blessed to have a great wife for the past 22 years. Deb is very supportive, allows me to do the crazy schedule of a superintendency, but still remain focused on what do I want for my kids. I don't want them to be good test takers. I want them to be able to contribute to our community.
When Himsel became Northwest Allen Superintendent in 2010, the district was on a path to a projected structural deficit of $6 million, about 18% of the general fund budget, followed by losing about 40% of its non-debt property tax levies to property tax caps.
There were difficult decisions that had to be made from a financial perspective when I first came to Northwest Allen County Schools. It was during the height of the recession. It was after funding cuts from the state. So we did have to make some very difficult decisions. But when you know your why, when you know that we're there to serve kids, you start developing those relationships with people. And we did not begin by talking about negotiations and layoffs. We talked about developing relationships and getting to know each other and getting to know the why of what drove our teachers, as well as the why of what drove our administrators and our school board and our community. Based on that, I made the decision that reduction in pay was a better decision for our community than cutting more staff members.
The same discussion about priorities guided the district in creating its own teacher evaluation system.
We approach evaluation not from a perspective of evaluation, but from a perspective of professional growth. So we chose, that was the first question we asked our teachers. And the first answer was, we want to continue doing what we believe is right, which is to grow our profession, not evaluate us. So we engaged in 18 months of looking at best practices, challenging the assumptions in our old system, and developing our own system instead of adapting a pre-made system that were out there from vendors and was being offered by the state of Indiana. The result is we've got buy-in with all of our teachers into a system that they believe helps make them better educators. We've invested in our principals to make sure that we are getting in classrooms, that we are, regardless of what building they're in and who the person is that's evaluating, we interpret activities and events that we see in the classroom in a similar way. And then we've invested in how do you coach and help people become better professionals, instead of coaching them how to play gotcha and evaluating people. We do not believe that standardized test scores should be part of the evaluation system. And I've yet to hear an employer come back and tell me that they hired a person because they had great test scores. They hired a person because there was a broad array of skills.
Himsel was pleased that along with a variety of cost-cutting strategies, the district has leveraged greater 2016 revenue to provide cost of living increases, restore about 20 of the previously eliminated positions, improve curriculum, and initiate a one-on-one computing program this fall. But the challenges aren't over.
We continue to be one of the lowest funded school districts in the state of Indiana in terms of support from the state. We continue to be one of the biggest losers in property tax cap losses through our new property tax cap system. And at the same time, we continue to grow, increase our enrollment. So we are dealing with enrollment growth, with low funding, and with very little resources on what we can do from a property tax perspective to enhance it because of these new systems and rules. It's caused us to do a lot of things with smoke and mirrors and to try to balance and challenge our thinking as a superintendent and as a business manager and other administrators to stay true to what we believe in supporting kids and still being able to make a budget work.
Congratulations, Chris Himsel, Indiana Superintendent of the Year for 2017.